Hello to everyone of Batch 96 at University of La Salette and to all invited guests. My name is DJ Lee and my task is to share a little something about this topic you and I are not new to anymore, but we'll still be delighted to know more about nonetheless. Public speaking. Specifically, it comes with this title, Developing a Stage Personality. Winning your audience when speaking. But since there's literally not much stage to speak of due to the pandemic, where online platform has become more in vogue, I'd rather just focus on the second sentence, the more generic winning your audience when speaking, just so we can make it work for anyone here, regardless of the platform he or she is into. I mean, with or without a stage, there's always got to be something to share as far as speaking is concerned.
Wow, fantastic.
So, are you guys ready? Okay, so here are some facts or series of facts that I would like to share with you guys. So, what's in it for us first and foremost? This fact: speaking in public is inevitable. I'm guessing many of you here at one time or another have been invited to speak at certain occasions, planned or unplanned, to perhaps give an inspirational message, a motivational speech, a word or two for the newlyweds to hear perhaps, if you've ever been a ninong or ninang yourself. I'm sure you've also been asked to give a toast or something, to do a testimonial. What else? To MC at an event, to present in class via Zoom, and so on and so forth. Here's the thing. If you've ever had the benefit of making your audience pay attention during your talk and then seeing them smile afterwards, seeing that aha moment in their eyes, making you realize what a difference maker you are in their lives, then you know just how powerful speaking can be. Although it can be a not so easy road for some people, as speaking may not be their cup of tea, like it's not his piece of cake, or say, not her area of expertise. Like you yourself right now might say, oh no, not mine either, because hello, I'm really not a good speaker, DJ Lee. Still, there is nothing quite like being prepared. Or should I say, there is nothing quite like learning how to become a good speaker yourself. After all, as cliche as it may sound, great speakers are not born. Yes, they're not born, they're made. Sure, it may seem like a talent that comes naturally to some individuals, but believe me, it's a skill you too can master. And to be fair, even the most seasoned of all speakers we know is only as good as his last performance. So that only goes to show how each one of us, okay, is a work in progress. Myself included. I mean, come on. Just because I'm your speaker here today doesn't mean that that's it. I've got nothing more to learn. Of course, I'm not yet done. I have a lot more to learn. So, bottom line, you and I, no matter where or which part of the world we live in, whatever field or line of work we are in, we really need to just keep learning and to keep trying, as speaking in front of an audience is inevitable. Next case in point. Fact. You don't have to be brilliant when speaking in public. So you're like, what? You might ask, what's the point of grabbing the microphone when you don't have anything brilliant to share? Come on, DJ Lee. Many of us have observed public speakers and thought to ourselves, wow, how in the world could I ever be that smart? How in Mars can I ever be that calm, that witty, that entertaining, that polished? Or whatever kind of speaker. Well, I got news for you. And I just said it. You don't have to be brilliant, witty, or perfect to win your audience. That is not what public speaking is all about. I know it may look that way, but believe me, that is not the case. Although it's a plus for any speaker to be super intelligent, truth be told, that might also scare, if not bore our audience too soon, especially when not handled properly. So bottom line, you can be average. You can even be below average. You can make mistakes, get tongue-tied, or forget whole segments of your talk. Why not? You can even tell no jokes at all and still be successful. It really just depends on how you and your audience define success. Success in this case is simple. Being able to connect with your audience and being able to make them relate to what you are talking about. Which leads me to this next case in point. Fact: the audience doesn't expect perfection. Perfect is boring. So believe me when I say your audience doesn't expect perfection. I used to think most audiences did, but I was wrong. And before I discovered this, I used to put incredible pressure on myself to deliver a perfect performance. I worked for days to prepare a talk. I stayed up nights worrying about making mistakes. And I spent hours and hours rehearsing what I was going to say. And you know what? All this did was make me even more anxious. And it made me look stiff. That's terrible. The more perfect I tried to be, the worse I did. And it was all very disheartening, not to mention unnecessary. Here comes another fact. The audience is tired of cliches and predictability. Yes, predictability. The point here is always consider the road less traveled by introducing something new or something different every time you open your mouth to speak. Maybe a new twist to your intro will do. An out-of-the-box opening statement that doesn't sound too rehearsed. What else? A story or an anecdote that's rarely or hardly ever heard or told and said in an unrehearsed kind of way, if you know what I'm talking about. That will do the trick for sure. What else? A catchy or striking expression or hugot that they can identify with or therefore make them react, or anything that will bring out the natural and spontaneous in you. That, I'm sure, will eventually connect us with our audience and therefore make us win them. Sounds good, right? Here comes another case in point. Fact: the audience appreciates it when they get something of value. Since we're talking about winning your audience when speaking, let this be your goal every time you grab the microphone and speak. Give your audience something of value. That's all there is to it. If people in your audience walk away with something or anything of value, they will consider you a success. If they walk away feeling better about themselves, feeling better about some job they have to do, I'm sure they will consider you a success. If they walk away feeling happy or entertained, they will definitely consider you a success. And they will consider their time with you worthwhile. So, even if you pass out, get tongue-tied, or say something stupid during your talk, they won't care. As long as they get something of value, they will be thankful for sure. Believe me, this is experience-based. And can you believe this? They don't even need to feel good to consider you a success. And this goes out to speakers out there who always want to be safe and are always careful not to slight or offend any of the guests. I have this to share to you guys. Even if you say disagree with certain members of the audience because of maybe differences in opinions, if you stir them up to ultimately benefit them, they might still appreciate you even though you didn't make them feel good at the time. Trust me. And the last fact is this: you cannot please everybody. The truth about public speaking is, no matter how good a job you do, someone is going to disapprove of either you or your performance. That is just human nature as far as I'm concerned. And in a large group of people, there will always be a diversity of opinions, judgments, and reactions. Some will be positive, others will be negative. There is no rhyme or reason to it. If you do a lousy job, some people will sympathize with you or feel for you, while others will critique you harshly. That's a given. If you do a fantastic job, someone will resent your ability and might disapprove of you on that basis alone. So don't stress so much on this. You don't need to please everybody in the audience. The ability to speak well and win your audience is often seen as an innate gift, a talent that comes naturally to some individuals. But the truth is, it's a skill that can be learned, a skill that is quickly becoming a must-have for anyone, especially if you are in a leadership position or something, or someone who is vying for any position. Good speaking skills provide clear, actionable guidance to help you reach your full leadership potential. It will enable you to influence and inspire followers on the many small stages that define our daily lives. That will be it for now. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Batch 96, for inviting me.